Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Romeo and Juliet, and today we get to hear from Friar Lawrence, the voice of reason, in Romeo and Juliet. We are in Act 2, Scene 6, but the stuff that has happened to bring us to Act 2, Scene 6, Romeo and Juliet met at a party last night. They decided that they loved each other. They exchanged vows. She said, if you want to marry me, just tell me where and when. So he went to find a priest. She sat in agony and waited for her nurse to come back and tell her where and when she needed to go in order to get married. But then the nurse came back, told her, just go to confession, and when you show up at Friar Lawrence's cell, Romeo's going to be waiting there so that you can marry him. And she's like, yay! And I bring this up to point out that they've known each other for like 12 hours. Just throwing that out there. It's been maybe 12 hours, maybe 14, 16 hours, something like that. Though, yeah, well, I guess she's probably going to confession like mid-afternoon, right? Like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And if the party, let's say the party started at 8, because that's what time parties start, they see each other on the dance floor at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So that was 9 or 10 o'clock last night, and today at 3, they're getting married. So that's been 19 hours, something, that they've known each other? Is that right? Anyway, not a very long time they've known each other, but they're kids. They're kids, and this is what they want to do. And at the beginning of the scene, we have Friar Lawrence just sort of leaning into it and also saying, you know, maybe something good can come from this. Because as we, the audience, know, the Montagues and the Capulets hate each other, except for Romeo and Juliet, who are in love, and all of that sort of thing. And also Tybalt is a killing machine. But Friar Lawrence starts off the scene with, you know, like maybe something good can come out of this union. And Romeo is like, you know, if I can even just spend like 1 minute as her husband, that's going to be like the best minute. And if I can die in her arms within a minute, having been her husband, it'll be all worth it, that sort of thing. And Friar Lawrence says, these violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives, as tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady. Oh, so light a foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint. A lover may bestride the gossamers that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall, so light is vanity. So basically what he's saying here is, slow down. I get it that you're in love and it's very, very passionate, but things that are overly passionate oftentimes burn themselves out very quickly. So if you can keep just a nice, steady love, that will keep your love going through the years, as opposed to this like fits and spurts sort of a thing. But then Juliet shows up and he's like, well, they're happy. They're happy kids. They're floating on air. So, all right, we'll do this. And Juliet shows up and she says hello, and Romeo's like, I love you forever, and let's do this thing. And Friar Lawrence is like, all right, you guys let's get you married before you do something that you're not supposed to do before you get married. And then they go off. That's the end of the scene. So we don't actually see like an exchange of vows or exchange of rings or anything like that. Friar Lawrence is like, come on, I'll marry you, just come on inside. And they go, and that's the end of Act 2, Scene 6. And actually the end of Act 2, as it is drawn out in many other versions of the play. But yeah, at the end of Act 2, they go off stage to get married, these young, happy kids. Let's see, is Friar Lawrence a prophet? Is this foreshadowing where he says that things that are too passionate burn themselves out? Come on, you guys know how this ends. Leave me notes in the comments so I know you're paying attention and that you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, or if you don't, tune in tomorrow and we'll get to find out more and see where this play goes. Does it keep being a comedy? Because it is kind of a comedy up to this point anyway. We'll see. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.